Alright, what's up guys? Today we're taking a look at the SimRacingMods G29 Sequential Gear Shifter. So I'm going to do the assembly for you because I don't think there's a video of it online, at least as far as I can tell. A lot of these mods are the same, so you can find a video out there, but maybe not one for this exact mod. So let's get going on this. So my friends have told me that wearing the black gloves makes me look like a serial killer. I can't disagree, really, but I think it makes me look fresh and crisp and professional. So first and foremost, you can just take this off with your nail, really. It's so easy to take off, I could take it off with my nail with the gloves off, so that's good. So, you want to keep these, I mean, you might as well in case you ever want to resell it. Then the knob just comes right off, that's what she said. And then, you only really need two tools for this, so I'm using a number 2 Phillips, and then a 2.5 hexagonal. I forgot the name of the thing. But yeah, here's where I want to swap to the hexagon, and then we just take all these off. Okay, so with them all off, this just comes right off. So you can see the mechanism in there. So now we want to take a look at our SimRacingMods kit here. Alright, so we have the H shifter. Here's where the sequential thing sits on top of the H pattern, and then the new knob, little rocker guy here that helps give you tactile feel. It's 6 screws total, obviously, same as what we just took out, and a spring. So of note, definitely of note, there's 4 short screws and 2 long screws. That, and then what I'm going to do is do the 2 short screws in the middle here. I want to get some light in here so it's actually aligned. So you just want to put the screw through, all the way through first. And then use the light, a little bit of light, line it up like that. So I'm pressing it into the hole. Screw it in a little bit so that we can do the same on the other side too. You can get a little bit of a peek. Push it through. Throw the shifter off the table, of course. It's very important to do, is almost throw the shifter off of the table. And obviously that's one of the big benefits here, is that this, of course, this allows you to do the sequential shifting, right? But it's detachable, so you can still have an H pattern. See? Cool, right? So now with SRM facing you, just put it on, and then short screws on top, long screws on the bottom. There you go. And now spring on the knob. That's what she said. And then remember, this is keyed, so it's not actually a circle. See, it has a little flat spot there and flat spot here. So they said this is a very tight fit. That's what she said, part G923. So you really want to press it down, but not break it. There we go. And obviously the wheel, yeah, you really want to make sure it's in there, they said, so. Alright, yeah, so the spring and the wheel action is what lets it be sequential. Like that. As I almost take down my desk doing it, but look at that. And easy as pie, if we ever want to undo this, all we got to do is screws, off this comes, and then we have an H pattern back. So, pretty cool, right? And naturally, it wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't forget something, so don't forget to screw back in your good old lever to keep it in place. Alright, so here we are. Where else would we be other than Adelaide with a Holden? Of course, with the sequential box. But we do have a problem though. Downshifts, not very consistent. Really what I find I have to do is really push it hard. Yeah, see? I really have to push it hard, open palm too. Which is a little bit worrying. I'm worried I'm gonna really mess with these parts a little bit. Yeah, see? Jeez, I really have to push for an actuation, and I gotta say, I don't think the standard mount is really gonna hold it. If I keep doing that, get it hold it. Alright, I mean, hey, let's do a couple laps, see how it feels, see if it breaks in a little bit maybe. It's a little bit better than it was when we first started, so yeah, let's give it a try. Now, with a lot of these mods, it seems like they'll give you actually a spacer so you can adjust the force yourself. It seems like the force adjustment here is actually how tight you make the how tight you tighten the lever actually is how hard you have to push. So I've already loosened it a little bit. I don't want to loosen it too much, obviously. But maybe that's all this is. But yeah, look, oh, I got an open palm and just pretty uncomfortable actually to do that actuation there. Right now, at least, it is a little difficult to focus on driving because I'm just trying to keep my mic in place. I'm trying to make sure I get as hard an actuation as I can on the downshifts here. Obviously, you do a lot of downshifting in Adelaide. There we go. Now, with some time, it'll probably get dialed in a little bit. I could probably unscrew it a little bit just to get a little bit less force necessary, but it took a lot of trial and error, a lot of screwing and unscrewing of, you know, these, let's be honest, rather cheap-looking 3D printed parts, so it's a little bit worrying, to be honest. Yeah, true story, I've already had something fall off of my desk because of how hard I had to push this lever, but I guess that's why people have dedicated sim rigs then, huh? 1 minute 35, only 15 seconds off the modern times. Oof, downshifted a little bit too quick there. See, I'm getting so good with it. Yeah, it's like you want to hold it like a bicycle handle when you're upshifting, but then you have to switch your hand posture, if that's a word, whenever you want to downshift. So I guess it's just something to get used to. I'm getting it more consistently now, so not the biggest deal in the world. Well, okay, that's evidentiary of what's going on. If we're in a least clean lap of Adelaide competition, I think I would win it, but overall, I think I'm getting the hang of it. I have my thumb like wrapping over the top of the gear lever so I can give myself some more leverage and really pin the gear lever down without even really trying to. I'm more sort of just like extending my arm in that sort of motion, and it tips the lever over to give me full actuation, but you know, it's just upshifting is so easy, you know. Then I downshift, I have to downshift so much harder, and I have to try and remember it's a different force every time. Now, that might be intentional, because obviously downshifting is supposed to feel very manly. But why doesn't the upshift feel the same, right? It's a little odd, so I don't really like that unevenness in it, really. It might just be mine. Maybe over time as I push harder on the downshifts, eventually it'll start wearing, and it'll actually get to where it should be. Hopefully. But hey, how about we disassemble this, and then sorry, I was doing the downshift, I don't know why. Let's disassemble this and then go into the H pattern and see how that feels. Alright, here we are with the RSS Hyperion mod. It's a NASCAR. So this is a 4-speed H shifter. So I do plan on doing a video once we're in the F1 off season. I plan on doing a video with the NASCAR versus Supercars, and I do have the Supercars 2024 mod, so that'll be fun. So yeah, let's just give this a little look-see. I don't know why I clutched in there. 4-speed boxes and me do not mix. It's just, I'm just like, where are all the other gears? Honestly, I probably didn't even need to go into second there. This is literally the first time I've ever done this, by the way. Felt pretty good. Nice. I've always really liked going into third on the G29 shifter. I think it feels a little bit too light, I would say, but yeah, it just depends on your preference. I'm more of like I like the lock and load feel. Instead of like the really smooth, like daily driver type of gear shift. But that's just me personally. Yeah, this is more like daily driver. I'm on a Honda Civic with a manual type of thing. Just throwing it in. Oh my god! Why did he do that? That is quite satisfying, though. It's going to take a little bit of time to get used to, of course. Because obviously gotta, heel toe it. But I like that there's a, oh, the H shifter's broken. Wow. I was not that harsh on this thing. And, yeah, it's broken. I'll give you guys a picture of that right now. Okay, so after the worst crazy glue job in history, Jesus. Look at that. But anyways, after the worst crazy glue job in history, I got it back on, no problem. Maybe I didn't have the screws all the way in. I mean, I was pushing against my desk and stuff, so there's, you know, a little bit of resistance there. So let's get this thing an actual conclusion. On the whole, $60 after shipping. I mean, it's really not too bad, but the fit and finish could be a little bit better. Like, you know, you got your lines here on the lever, and obviously this just snapped when I really don't shift that hard. I try not to. Because I've been hard enough on my G29, but this thing's still cracked, and then, you know, the fit and finish on here is okay, but then you look at like something like the sequential ramp, and obviously this had its issues too as well, with me really struggling to downshift. You know, there's little frills and stuff on the plastic as well. So the fit and finish isn't too great, but, you know, there's two trains of thought here. For one, if you have a good rig setup, you don't need to worry about like bashing the shift knob in as hard as you can, because you have a decent rig, right? But if you have a decent rig, you're not buying a $60 mod for a G29 shift lever, right? So yeah, there's a bit of disconnect there as far as that's concerned. But still, I would say overall positive experience. I mean, really $60 for something that still gives you the option. This is very easy, by the way, to take off the sequential rocker there and make it a H pattern again. I mean, very few mods do that, and the H pattern does feel fine, even though, you know, a little light for my taste. But, you know, overall, I think the H pattern still feels good. And the sequential felt good too, even though I had to push pretty hard for those downshifts. But I think over time, it'll get better and better. So yeah, that's about all I have to say about the SimRacingMods sequential shifter / H pattern shifter. Overall, a positive. Just know, you know, the quality isn't quite all there, but you get what you pay for.